Hello, hello everyone. Happy Monday. Happy Learning Board Monday. Here we are. I think it's been about 2 weeks, but tonight's the night. Tornadoes or not, we're here learning. Drop some love in the comments if you are watching on the live or the replay. You know I love your feedback, so let me know if this is valuable to you, if you like the Learning Board Mondays, and if you have any future topics that you would like me to cover. I can do my best in providing you value in that area. So, FODMAPs. Any of you guys that have ever heard of FODMAPs, if I'm even pronouncing that correctly, I pronounce things how I want to pronounce them. So, drop a 1 in the comments if you've ever heard this term before. I know that I had not heard it. I understood the premise behind it, but I've never heard that term up until a couple years back. A client had contacted me and she said, I have extreme gas, I have extreme bloating. It seems like everything I eat, everything is just making my belly distended, and what in the world? I finally went to the doctor. He told me to go on a low FODMAP diet, and it has this very long name: fermentable oligo monosaccharides and polyols. So a long name, right? It basically just means that these are very short-chain carbs that are not absorbed into our bloodstream. They are taken into an area of our intestine where the gut bacteria lies. So when this happens, it creates a lot of hydrogen gas, and that's where the gas comes into play. It also draws in liquid into our intestine. Therefore, we get diarrhea, okay? I feel like everyone's like, oh my gosh, I don't want to talk about it. Okay, you guys, it's life. We all use the restroom, and if you're not, then you got some major issues, okay? I just feel like I need to call everyone out right now. Who here uses the restroom on the daily? We're just gonna do it right here. Please tell me, drop a 2. Drop a 2 if you go number 2 in the comments, okay? I need to know daily. If you want to give me more information, feel free. But you know what? This is all about educating ourselves so we are the healthiest beings that we can be. Am I right? And you know what? That's just a part of life. We all go. Okay, so obviously there's big issues here. A lot of us have what we think is IBS, but only 14% of the population actually has irritable bowel syndrome. And they say that by putting yourself on a low FODMAP diet, 75% of the people that go on a low FODMAP diet are able to reverse the side effects, or the symptoms, I should say, from having IBS. So whether you have stomach pains, you have bloating, you have constipation, I've heard it all, but if you have issues, then you probably have something of the sort. It might not be full-blown IBS, but it's a little bit of it, if you will. Okay, so if this is valuable, let me know, please, because I don't like to waste people's time. And if it's not valuable, you're probably not watching anymore. And drop whether or not you have ever been on a low FODMAP. And if I'm not pronouncing that right, please let me know. I don't really know how else you would pronounce that, but we're just going to say FODMAPs. Okay, so some of the foods that I saw on this list when I originally looked blew my mind, and I'm thinking, oh my goodness, that's probably why I had issues. Because like with anything else, I honestly feel that your body becomes so used to things that are overly consumed. So if you're like me and you like the same foods every day and you get caught in that same routine, eventually your body's going to become somewhat intolerant to it. And case in point, my friends, I eat the same foods all the time. And I just went on a trip to Utah to visit my girl Jody, and I was eating some different foods. I did pack a lot of my regular foods, but I was eating different foods. And that was the best my stomach has felt in so long, because your body becomes used to it. And I know there's food allergy tests, and I was talking to one of the local chiropractors here in the Columbus area, and he said he had a woman that came in and she was complaining about stomach pain every time she had nuts, and he did the food test on her and she was allergic to peanuts, and dairy. So of course she eliminates all of the dairy. She stopped drinking milk because she was a milk drinker. She started substituting her milk for almond milk, and she totally took out the peanut butter, all the peanuts, and she subbed it for almonds and almond milk and almond butter, okay? So the first like 2 months she felt golden. She went in, she was like, I'm feeling amazing. And then like 6 months down the road, she was back in there and she said, I feel the exact same way. I need to have a retest. And she did, and what do you know? She was intolerant to almonds because she overdid it. So keep that in mind too. I know that we get caught in the same routine, and I tell people if that's what you want to do, you want to eat the same foods, it's completely fine. However, be aware that your body might become a little bit intolerant of it, and typically our symptoms from intolerance is the bloating, the gas, the discomfort, the pain, diarrhea, constipation, whatever the case may be, something GI-wise, okay? So the foods that are high in this is a lot of the fruits, okay? Apples, applesauce, blackberries, pears, peaches, watermelon. There are a few like figs, dates, those are high as well. So obviously be aware of that. I myself was in the habit of eating apples every day way back when, and once I stopped that, it alleviated a lot of my issues. And the skin, you know, it's a catch-22 because the skin on apples or any of the fruits, that's where the bulk of the fiber lies. So although fiber's great in certain ways, you also want to be aware of what's going on in your body, and sometimes we need to, you know, work as a process. You don't have to eliminate completely forever, but the whole point of doing this is to be aware of the foods that are triggering these responses and slowly eliminating and then slowly introducing them back into your diet, okay? So the fructose, the honey, the high fructose corn syrup, sorbitol, xylitol, a lot of the sweeteners will create this, okay? Artificial sweeteners, all of that will create this GI intolerance. Dairy, pretty much every bit of dairy, milk, ice cream, yogurt, all the cheeses, all that is going to be high, okay? And so vegetables, sadly enough, you know, I create a plan for a lot of people, especially because a lot of people want to go a little bit more into plant-based. Not that everyone that I work with is doing plant-based, but a lot of people want to start adding in more veggies, more plant-based sources of protein. And if that is something that, if any of you guys that are watching right now or on the replay, if you are interested in any kind of nutritional tweaking, any type of, you know, online nutritional coaching, then I need you to drop a 3 in the comments and I can contact you. I actually have 1 spot remaining with my online coaching right now. So if you are ready and you are anxious to start, then drop a 3 in the comments. I'll contact you after this. But the things, I put the not items, the things that are low, because pretty much every single thing that is green, fibrous-y, all the really good veggies that I absolutely love are going to be high in the FODMAPs. The low, lettuce, squash, zucchini, cucumber, and peppers. So just know that if you're like, okay, I'm looking at this list that she's going over, you know, is it, obviously, I know every single person is intolerant to a few different vegetables. It's usually the broccoli, the cauliflower, things like that. So it's pretty much everything is high in the FODMAPs except for the lettuce, squash, zucchini, cucumber, and peppers. And even then, a lot of people are even a little bit intolerant to those. So the legumes, all legumes. I am obsessed with lentils and beans and nuts. And just so you know, peanuts are considered a legume. The rest are not. But pistachios, I don't have pistachios on this list. Pistachios are high in FODMAPs. So it's funny because I eat pistachios every day on my salad, and it wasn't really creating an issue up until recently. And I'm thinking, okay, the only thing that I can think of at this point that I'm really eating in bulk is the pistachios. So I might start eliminating and then slowly introduce it back in here soon. Your wheat, your barley, your rye, things like that, you know, that's the main reason why people go gluten-free, because of an intolerance. It does something to the GI tract, and it's all a part of this, okay? And then the last thing, beer and wine. So I honestly notice it every single time I drink wine. I feel instant bloating. I feel sharp pains. It's bizarre. It doesn't happen when I drink my Tito's. It happens when I drink my wine, and more so with white wine than red wine. So yeah, I'll step back. I don't know if you guys can even read my chicken scratch here, but I always like to have some notes down for you guys if you want to snapshot it and study up later. Okay, but that is it for now. Any questions you have, please drop it in the comments. And I hope you are all safe tonight. I am in Columbus, Ohio, and there are tornadoes, or at least sirens going off. So that's it for me tonight. Okay, so yes, thank you again, you guys. Your support means everything to me. If you find my videos valuable, you want to share them, click the share button. I would truly appreciate it. Maybe someone in your feed could benefit from this education, if you will. But yes, if you are interested in any online coaching, one spot open, so drop a 3 in the comments or feel free to DM me and I can give you more information. But as always, have a fantastic night. Make it a great week.